morning. I hope everyone's feeling okay. Just put together a nice short practice. We'll go through some breath work, a bit into our core and our legs, and finish off with a short meditation. As you're moving through, just think of using the breath to find space in the body. So opening through the chest, trying to lengthen the inhale, the exhale, and trying to find a bit of stillness in the body. So using the movement, connecting with the breath, and just trying to slow the mind a little bit. I hope that all made sense. We're just going to come onto our backs, and you're going to clasp your hands behind your head, and you're just going to allow the opening of your chest, and you're going to release the shoulders down into the mat, so it should feel a bit of a release through the shoulders. You can have the soles of your feet together and allow your knees out as a bit of a release through the hips, or you can just take your legs out long, whatever feels good for you. But just notice for a moment how your body feels. Just try and take that inhale through the nose, and then perhaps allow the exhale out the mouth through pursed lips, imagining that long golden thread, just encouraging a slightly longer exhale. Just find yourself noticing in your body where there might be tension, and just try and allow your breath to wash over that tension, and just see if just for a moment you can just ease it out and just allow the mat to just take a little bit of the weight. Take 2 more nice long breaths there. Encouraging your belly to rise and fall. And see if you can challenge yourself to keep working with the breath throughout. So encouraging the breath to make your movements easier, to keep you calm. Good. And then gently take your hands by your side. Allow your knees up in front of you, and take your heels underneath your knees. Good. Gently press your back into the mat. So you might want to tuck your tailbone slightly and just press. Good. And just notice that. Just do a couple more of those. Good, and we're going to come up into our first bridge. So I want you to really press into the heels. Your heels are about hip width apart. And then you're going to rise, and you're going to feel almost a magnet between your knees. So push your hips up. So you've got a nice straight line between your shoulders, your hips and your knees. And feel that engagement switching on in the glutes. And firing up the thighs. And then exhale through those pursed lips back down, just starting to bring in a little bit of movement into the spine. Good. And then once more, rising on the inhale, pressing through the heels, firing up the quads. Inhale at the top, and then exhale it back down. Good. And then last one, this time if you want to bring your arms in and come up onto your toes, but still feel like you're pressing against your heels, that's absolutely fine. So still feel those magnets between your knees. Inhale into the belly, and then taking it right the way back down. Good. Just take your right ankle over your left thigh. towards the knee. Good. And you'll gently feel a stretch through the right hand side of your right leg. You might want to just take your hands behind your left thigh, and you might want to just pull that in just slightly. It can feel quite nice. Just as you're here, try and breathe into that muscle. So in that right leg, try and ease out the shoulders, soften the gaze, and just feel that release. Good. And then switching sides, left ankle over right thigh. Soften the shoulders into the mat. Good. Try and just pull the left toes towards the left knee. Good. Keeping it engaged. Good. And then allow the knees back to the ground. You're going to bring your calves up to 90 degrees to the mat. Gently press the spine into the mat, okay? So just notice how that feels. You pull the belly button to the spine. And then for the minute, just allow your arms to your side. Okay, so you're going to just gently tap your toes to the ground. We're just starting to bring in our core. So if you want to bring your head and neck a fraction off the ground, just gazing in front of you, that's fine. That will just fire up slightly more. Inhale all the way down the legs and release through the shoulders. If the neck gets sore, just take it down. Good. And then coming back, taking your arms up, straight up in front of you, allowing the shoulders to drop. And then you're going to take the left leg long and the right hand long. Good. And inhale. Back up. Exhale long. Inhale back up. Good. Pushing that spine down. Just encouraging the core to switch on. Last one, and taking it back. Good. And then taking your hands around your knees and just gently rock from side to side for a moment. Just ease out that back. Good. Smile. No, I like that one. And you're going to rock back and forth along the whole length of your spine, if it feels right. And you're going to come up into a bit of a boat. Good, so find that balance onto your seat bones. I'm just going to have to move back slightly. So, good. Push through the seat bones, ease out the shoulders, to that boat into your balance. And then just keep moving through that. Finding the balance and then rolling. Good. Staying here for a couple of breaths. Taking it a little longer perhaps if you want. Drawing on the belly, good. And then once more. Good. Good. And we're going to come to standing. Either literally just stand yourself up, that's fine. Or if you want a little challenge, rise up on to your toes. Good. Now you're going to take your legs nice and wide. Okay, turn your toes out to the side. Good. And allow your knees to follow your toes. Okay, tuck under your tailbone and sink in to that goddess. Good. Really switch on the inner thighs. Draw your shoulder blades back towards one another. Good. And then rise. Bring your hands to heart center. Just pull your belly button to your spine. We're just going to move into that one more time. Good. If you want a little bit more, rising up onto your tiptoes. Inhale all the way down the length of the legs. Good. And then exhale it out and come into your forward fold. So you can bring your toes in a little bit. And just allow the weight of your head to drop.
Good. Find length through the spine. You can bend through the knees if you want. Yes and no, your head. Just find a bit of a release there. Take the left hand into the middle, and then you're just going to rise into a bit of a twist through the right hand. So just find that gaze to the right hand, and then switching sides. Good. Press into the shins with your hands and pull, almost feel like the crown of your head is pulling forwards for a flat back. So switch on the muscles either side of your spine and press those legs away with your hands. Pull the crown forward. Good, and then allow that release once more. Good, you can take your hands with your elbows, or elbows with your hands, and then gently rocking from side to side for that release. Good. Okay, and then taking the toes back out to the sides. Hands to heart centre, rising up and tucking the tailbone under into another goddess. Inhale, and moving deeper if you want. Good. And then I want you to, as we come out of this, you're rising up into a sort of fallen star onto the right leg. Good. Trying to stack your shoulders a little bit. Good. Opening out your chest. Inhaling into the front body. Good. And then moving on to the left leg. Good. Through that squat. Good. Drawing on the belly. Opening the chest. Good. And once more each side. Good. Just bring that bit of balance through the leg. Bend into the leg if you want. Good. Keep that left leg engaged. And through. Good. That's it. And back in. Turning your toes towards the front. Good. Still pressing the palms together, so you're now in your high lunge. Okay? And then you're going to take your arms up. Keeping your hips facing forward, you're going to take your left hand back, right hand forwards. Rising. And then right hand back, left hand forwards. So just encouraging a bit of balance here. Good. Arms up. Take your hands either side. Good. And then just allow that hip to drop slightly. Take your shoulders back and just inhale into that front body. Good. Take your legs back into your plank. If you'd like, drop to your knees, that's absolutely fine. A little bend in the elbows, tucking under the tailbone, firing up the core. And just take 2 breaths here for me. Good. Smile. Good. Drop to the knees and then push back into your child's pose. So I want you to try and create length from the fingertips down to the base of the spine. So imagine that pull through the back, trying to create length. Release through the shoulders. Good. Soften the forehead to the mat. And just connect with that breath again. So you can pass the lips to lengthen that golden thread. Good. Take the left hand out to 90 degrees and then the right hand over the side, and just inhale into the right side body. Keeping that length through the whole back. Good. Switching sides. Good. And then taking your hands, spreading the palms, spreading the knuckle, and pushing through the knuckles, tucking over the toes, and you're just going to hover for a moment with your knees off of the mat. Good. Firing up the glutes, switching on the core. Good. Taking it down, and this time hovering for a second, a breath, whatever it is, and then rising into your downward dog. Good. Pedaling it out, finding a bit of space. Releasing the head, spreading the shoulders nice and wide. Finding length through the spine, lifting the hips. Good. And then take that left leg out behind you, keeping it engaged. And you're going to draw that knee into your chest. You're going to place it between your hands. Now you can help it if you need, but try and take your time. Draw the knee to the chest. Switch on the cord and place it. Good. Breathe into the front body, drop the hips slightly. Inhale into that chest, open the chest. Good, and then either come down onto your knee or you're going to rise into your high lunge. Good, press through that left heel, right toes, good, and rise. And then allow your left hand back, your right hand forward, keep your hips facing forward. Good, and switching sides, right hand back, left hand forward, pressing the mat away with your feet. Good, rising, and then taking your hands into that cactus arms. So pulling the shoulder blades back towards one another. Good. Allow your knee to the ground. Good. And take that toe, the left foot, just slightly forward. And allow the knee to just drop out slightly. And then take both hands to the front. And just feel that release through the hips. So you can just drop through the right hip a little bit further. Good. If it feels right in this lizard, you can drop onto your elbows. You can stay here, but just try it. You just want to find a nice release. You can move into it a little bit if you want. Good. Good. And then press into the palms, press into the knuckles. You're going to step back into your plank. Good. And just ease out the shoulders, tuck under the tailbone, and take 2 breaths here for me. Good. Press back into your downward dog, so allow yourself to reposition. If you want, pedal your feet, one heel to the ground, then the other, bend the other leg. Good. Taking the right leg out behind you. Try not to open too much, just sending it straight back, keeping it engaged. And then again, you're going to allow that knee into your chest. Hold it close, nice and slow. And then place it in between your hands. Good. Inhale into the front body, taking it nice and wide, allowing the left knee to drop. Press through that back toe. Good. And then allowing that right knee to drop out slightly if you want. You're going to come into that lizard. So the release should be nicely through the left hips. Good. Again, if you want to come on to your forearms, fine. But just find where feels good for you. Good. And then stepping back. Good. Coming back, tucking over your toes, and you're going to gently rise. So press into the knuckles, gently rise. Good. You're going to take one toe away if you want, and then the other. Good. You should really feel it through the arms, through the core. Good. And then sink. Walk the hands back forward. Melt that chest into the mat. Hips to the sky. Good. And release the shoulders into the ground. See where you feels right for you. So it could be the forehead reaches the mat. It could be the chest. But just acknowledge what you like. Good. And rise onto your hands and knees. You want your hands underneath your shoulders. Good. You're going to open through the right hand. Good. And then on the exhale, take that hand underneath between the left hand and the left leg, and allow the shoulder onto the mat. Take the hand forward if you want, and just enjoy that twist just for a moment. Try and find a little bit of stillness here. A little little bit of space through the body, a sense of ease if you can. Good. And rise and taking it the other way. Good. Taking it under on the exhale, onto that shoulder. Allowing your right hand forwards. One side might feel easier than the other. Good. And then taking it back. Good. Allowing your legs to just come out in front. Soles of your feet together. And encouraging your hips just a little bit closer. Inhale into that front body, chest. Really find height through the crown of your head. Just acknowledging that posture. Head over heart, over hips. Good. And then you're going to allow yourself onto the mat. Encouraging your hips towards the mat. You're going to take your hands, clasp them, and you're going to allow that behind your neck, and you're just going to open your shoulders, open your elbows, and you're going to take yourself back to that breath with those pursed lips, allowing the length of the exhale to soften. Imagining that golden threads leaving your mouth, giving you focus. Feel the softness through your belly, the softness allowing the breath to come and go. The softness in your forehead, through your jaw. And then notice how your body feels. And just take 2 minutes to just recognize 3 things you're truly grateful for today. Could be anything. Could be the sun shining. But make them yours. And allow your mind the time to just declutter. Good. And then when you're ready, you're just going to find yourself wriggling those fingers and toes. Just moving in a way that your body just needs. Coming over onto your side. Keeping your gaze soft if you want. And then finding that easy seated position. Find your seat bones. Draw your hands together to palms to heart center. Good. Lift the crown of your head. Find strength in the body, love in the heart, and balance in the mind. Namaste. Have a lovely day, everyone. Any questions, just let me know.